Hey everyone, my name's Aiden. So one of the behavior devs has posted two screenshots on Twitter today, McLean, about the new Decisive Strike and Object of Obsession changes. Now, I don't know if any of this is confirmed. At least the Object of Obsession hasn't been confirmed. It's just a proposed change. But DS looks like it's going to be confirmed, and I wanted to go over it and give a little bit more detail into what the two can actually mean for the game and the change in the meta. Because, in my opinion, Object of Obsession might become a meta perk. And let me explain why. But before we get to that, let's start with Decisive Strike. So, Decisive Strike is the exact same thing. After being unhooked or unhooking yourself, you got 60 seconds of Decisive Strike. Killer picks you up, whack him for 5 seconds, and you're good. But now, instead of having that 60 seconds uninterrupted, if you do a gen, you start healing someone. Not if you get healed, but healing someone. Cleansing a totem, sabering a hook, basically anything that helps progress the game or helps like your team in some way, it'll deactivate the Decisive Strike. And I think this is a pretty good change, mostly because DS wasn't originally, but it was designed to be a anti-tunneling perk, if that makes sense. When it very first came out, it was not that. It was just insta get off the killer. But it's changing into an anti-tunneling perk, and the biggest problem with it now is that's 1 minute of you could not be tunneling someone for 58 seconds and you down them and pick them up, and they still have that 1 second of DS, and they could have been working on a gen. Now, generators by yourself take 80 seconds. That's almost a full gen they can do solo, and if they get downed, they just stab the killer for 5 seconds and you're completely fine. So it was a little powerful, and that's why a lot of people loved it. It was really good for the current meta. But they're changing it now, so if you do anything to progress the game, it'll shut off DS, which I don't think a lot of people are going to bring DS anymore. There's obviously still going to be maybe 1 or 2 a game that's still going to have DS, but it's going to be nice having it shut off. And this is coming from a killer and survivor perspective, by the way. I swear I don't have a main. But the biggest thing I actually really wanted to talk to, and by the way, I love the DS thing, is the Object of Obsession. So with your bond to the killer, anytime your aura is revealed to the killer's aura is revealed to you. And also, every 40, 35, or 30 seconds, you're going to have your aura revealed to the killer for 3 seconds, and same thing. Your aura is revealed, you can see him, he can see you, and that's every 40, 35, and 30 seconds, and only if you're the Obsession, but the odds of you being Obsession is like 98% since you're going to be Object of Obsession. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is whenever your aura is revealed to the killer, your killer's aura is revealed to you. There are currently 8 killer perks in the game that I know of. I could be wrong. Double check me, and if I'm wrong, please tell me in the description. I'm not comments. But there's 8 perks that I've found that actually affect the aura. And with those 8 perks, you could almost identify any single one of those perks based off of when your aura is getting revealed. So you could kind of counter a couple perks like... My phone's going off. Okay. You can counter some perks actually with it. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing is out of the 8 perks, there's what? 1, 2... maybe 3 perks that is a complete counter to it. So out of the 8 perks, you have Territorial Imperative. Anytime you're in the basement, the killer's far away, the killer can see you. So if you have Object of Obsession and you're in the basement and you randomly see the killer, and it's between that 40, 30 second time grace, you could tell that he probably has Territorial Imperative. Now, if he's hooking someone, you also have Barbecue and Chili. And a lot of the time, you could find out if the killer has Barbecue and Chili by either A, revealing yourself to the killer and see if he's going to come straight for you, or B, there's a Distortion, which was a good way of knowing whether the killer had Barbecue. It wasn't like a meta perk, but the reason why I think Object of Obsession is going to be a meta perk now is perks like I'm All Ears. After quick vaulting, the killer can see your aura. So if you quick vault, you see the killer's aura, you can see the killer's aura, or blah, 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 blah. It's pretty much unmine gameable now. So what you used to have, the killer can mind game you since they could see you is now a no mind game ability, if that makes sense. Hangman's Trick and Undying is getting 2 more perks that, yeah, you could see the aura. It's not the biggest deal. Hangman's Trick, if you don't know what it is within 2 meters of a... Or is it 2 or 4? 2, 4, or 6 meters, my mistake. Of being in a hook while a killer is holding a survivor, they can see your aura. I mean, I really don't think anyone brings Hangman's Ship unless you're going for, like, Adept Pig. So I don't think this is going to be the biggest counter. Deerstalker, if you're on the ground, you can see the killer can see you, so now you're going to be able to see the killer as well. Tell him that you have Deerstalker. I don't think that's going to be a big thing either. But the 3 biggest perks I really wanted to talk about. First of all, barbecue and chili. Instantly tells you, hey, the killer's got barbecue and chili, instead of, like, kind of guessing if he's got it. It instantly tells you. Nurse's Calling. So if you're healing within 28 meters, the killer's going to be able to see you. So if you're healing and you see the killer, you have a you have a good chance that the killer's got Nurse's Calling, which to a lot of killers such as Huntress or Nurse, you can definitely confirm, instead of like kind of know, completely confirm that he's got Nurse's Calling in the know, that instantly stop healing the second he's nearby. So that's the biggest thing. But I still haven't gotten to the biggest perk that I think it's going to affect. And a lot of people might disagree with me on this, and I might be wrong, but double checking. Blood Warden. And here's why. So when you're within the exit gates, and the exit gate has been opened, the aura of survivors within that exit gate is shown to the killer, which is good for if a survivor's hiding in the exit gate. But if you're within the exit gate and you can now see the killer, you can instantly confirm that he's got Blood Warden. Sometimes Blood Warden can completely change the game around, especially with like a no-ed Blood Warden combo, or if the timer is less than 50% and you have Blood Warden going on. I mean, there's almost no counter to that. At that point, you're dead, because Blood Warden lasts for a minute. Cooldown, the end game timer lasts for 2 minutes. You wait till a little bit past that 1 minute mark, and then if you unhook the survivor, for that whole minute going down, the killer just has to stand there and look at you. And as long as he doesn't down you, or you guys have a key, you're pretty much dead by the end game collapse. So being able to see the killer and instantly knowing that he's got Blood Warden, I don't see many killers bringing Blood Warden, but when you do bring Blood Warden, it can be a complete game changer. And this can completely stop the ability of you having Blood Warden, especially if you're in a Survivor with friends. You're in a Survivor with friends, you see the killer, you can be like, oh, guys, he's got Blood Warden. I see his aura. Everyone just escapes, leaves the last guy death, and the killer only gets a 1k or 2k or whatever he's at. And that's why Object of Obsession may be a pretty decent perk after this change, because of your aura reading ability to the killer, because there's no distance either. So you can be within a meter or a couple meters of the killer and see them. So if you're looping around like Hex Undying, and just for those few seconds that Hex Undying is activated and the killer can see your aura, you can see their aura, and that makes it pretty much no mind game. It's kind of like when you're in the dream world against a Freddy. It doesn't matter the distance, you can always see him, and there's no like possibility of mind gaming. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that because it's just a proposed change for the actual Object of Obsession DS. I'm pretty sure is confirmed unless the devs make some minor tweaks to it. But Object of Obsession, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to play the PTB for when it comes out eventually. I don't know the actual day it's going to be coming out, but I'm very, very excited to see what is going to be changed about it. And I want to know you guys' feedback too, because I don't know. I see a lot of people hating on it and a lot of people loving it, and it's very, very undecisive right now. Anyway, let's talk about it in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.